starts now.
Welcome to Newswatch 12 at 10. I'm Justin Betty. Healthcare will now look a little different across the Northwoods and north central Wisconsin as today Aspirus officially acquired Ascension's North Region assets. That means 7 hospitals, 21 clinics, more than 2,700 workers, plus the air and ground transport services that used to be run by Ascension will now be run by Aspirus. Aspirus officials say the new resources will help them expand care across northern Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula.
It's harder to recruit and retain providers and caregivers and employees. It requires expertise in rural health care, and it requires intense collaboration and partnership to allocate resources differently so we can be efficient and effective for the communities we serve.
Talking about some of the obstacles facing rural healthcare providers, the move does mean less competition when it comes to coverage in our area. But Aspirus leaders say they are making a commitment to make sure everyone who worked for Ascension still has a job.
At this point, as far as I'm aware, there is no layoffs. However, as we go forward, there's going to be a transition. We've always had a policy of making sure we find a place for our workers. They might be in different jobs in different locations.
In the next couple of weeks, healthcare officials say you should start to notice different signage up at the hospitals and clinics showing the new ownership. But the whole transition, all the signage and everything, may take until about the end of the year. If you live in the Northwoods, getting out and enjoying nature can often mean also dealing with ticks. But while tick trends are up nationwide, the same is not true for our region. Newswatch 12's Lee Zoller has details.
National reports show a rise in tick cases for this year. While this remains true for surrounding areas, Oneida County seems to be experiencing just the opposite.
This season, I would say in the 30 years I've been in the woods, this is probably the fewest number of ticks I've seen.
Feeney attributes this to weather, speculating that after a tough winter with cold temperatures and little snow for isolation, many of the bugs have died off. The downward trend in ticks in the area is especially surprising when you account for the upward trend in time spent outdoors.
Especially the last 2 years with the pandemic, a lot more people are going to outdoor recreation activities.
Forestry experts say that this tick trend remains true of other bugs as well. He notes that changes in mosquito trends are likely also due to weather.
This is probably, if not the lowest mosquito population I've ever seen. It's one of the lowest seasons we've ever had.
While rates may be down, the danger and threat of disease still persists. Medical professionals recommend that everyone take the proper precautions to stay safe.
Checks all parts of the body for ticks, and then you can always throw the clothing that you were wearing in the dryer at a high heat, and then also being sure to check pets as well.
Voss says that it's important that people know that while not all ticks carry disease, constantly monitoring yourself for the effects of ticks is important.
Symptoms don't come on right away, so it's something to think about. You know, they say if you have a tick bite and within 30 days, if you're having any fever or muscle aches, to call your doctor.
That's Lily Zola reporting. To learn more about tick-borne illness, you can contact your local health department. Outside, Jeff, some warmer temperatures headed our way this week.
Yeah, 80s are back in the forecast tomorrow. But first, the air quality out there is not good today. And tomorrow is an air quality advisory in effect due to forest fires across parts of Canada. This will kind of fade away tomorrow, but most likely be back later in the week. All right, so out there today, we had temperatures back in the 80s across parts of central Wisconsin, but not so much across northern Wisconsin. 78 in Rhinelander, 77 for Marshfield. So it was a very nice day today. Off there, a cool start this morning. It will not be as cool tonight. We'll have low temperatures tonight back in the mid-50s. Last night, a couple of you got down into the mid-40s for low temperatures last night. Out there now, though, lots of clear skies. But remember, there is a haze and smoke in the atmosphere right now. Kind of made for a beautiful sunset earlier. We're watching this right here, though. That could trigger a couple thunder showers tomorrow. About 30% coverage on those. Most of us will stay dry through the afternoon. Our forecast tonight then is partly cloudy skies to mostly clear skies, not as cool, with low temperatures down near 55. Your full forecast is coming up, Justin.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Like much of the country, the COVID-19 picture in Wisconsin has changed over the last few weeks. The number of new cases rising quickly, while other measures rising more modestly. Today, the State Department of Health Services reports 486 new confirmed cases. We're now averaging almost 800 per day statewide over the last week. However, DHS reports no new deaths today. We're averaging just 1 new death per day over the last week. Though some of these new cases are serious, COVID-19 hospitalization numbers are rising again in most parts of the state, the ones in blue on the map here, including the north central Wisconsin region, though not as quickly as case numbers are rising. The overwhelming majority of recent COVID-19 related deaths and hospitalizations have been among people who are not vaccinated. Just over 52% of all people in Wisconsin have now received at least 1 dose of COVID-19 vaccine, including more than 84% of people over age 65 who are more vulnerable. The country reached a vaccination milestone today, with White House officials announcing more than 70% of adults nationwide have now received at least their first dose. And after dropping off over the last couple months, the pace of vaccinations has started to pick back up. White House officials say the 7-day average of newly vaccinated people is now the highest it's been since July 4th, which also happens to be when the Biden administration had wanted to meet this 70% threshold. Back to school is now just around the corner, and today Wisconsin state education leaders gathered for the 7th annual Summer Summit of the Wisconsin Public Education Network. Educators highlighted the growth in resource gaps, as they're calling it, which they say is caused no small part by the COVID-19 pandemic and how it's forced districts to adapt. Wisconsin Superintendent of Public Instruction Jill Underly says the increase in spending for the new budget still falls short of what schools need.
Our legislative leaders decided to point to one-time federal grants provided by Congress as a solution. Make no mistake about this funding, it is not money that can be easily programmed into schools.
Governor Everson also called for much more funding in his budget proposal. Republican leaders have said they believe there is already plenty of money directed towards schools in the state. With summer starting to wrap up, state and county fairs are opening up across the Badger State. Of course, the Oneida County Fair just wrapped up this weekend. And as Newswatch 12's Rachel Eiler reports, many of these fairs are seeing double to triple their normal attendance after a year of canceled events.
Another fair in the books.
It was just fantabulous.
Oneida County Fair Coordinator Tom Barnett knew people would flood to Pioneer Park after the fair was canceled last year due to COVID.
They want to get out and do things again, but we had no idea it would be as big as it was this weekend.
And attendance certainly showed.
We actually made enough donations in one day that equaled the entire weekend from 2019.
Other fairs around the state of Wisconsin expect to see that same success and high turnout, including right here at the Wisconsin Valley Fair, where preparation is now underway for tomorrow's big opening day.
We've had lots of ticket sales, lots of questions, lots of things going on. So it seems like a lot of people have their attention turned on the fair, so I think that's a good sign for us.
Rides being assembled, volunteers unpacking boxes, and 2 years of planning now unfolding. Wisconsin Valley Fair Administrator Jody Langenhahn says it's similar across the board for all fair organizers coming back following the pandemic.
When so many things were canceled, fairs really bonded together to think about that sense of community and what that means. We supported each other, we met with each other to kind of hold each other's hands as we walked that process. And now this year, as we are able to be open, we are standing together as well.
Reporting from Marathon County Park in Wausau, Rachel Eiler, Newswatch 12.
Well, still ahead, we have tonight's edition of Your 2 Cents. But first, Jeff's in with your full forecast. You're watching Newswatch 12. Proud to serve Argonne and folks all across the North Woods of Wisconsin.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, but you get the gifts. Get a complimentary 4-night hotel stay at over 400 great hotels. Plus an extra 20% off when you spend $3,000 or more. You get more nights and more savings the more you spend. Get a 2-night hotel stay plus an extra 10% off when you spend just $1,000. So go ahead, get that new furniture and the trip.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours.
Whether it's adapting the network for a strong signal where you work or optimizing your coverage where you play, we're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you.
Up to $1,200 off any 5G phone with no trade-in or hidden fees.
US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
You don't have to postpone feeling your best. Now's the time to take excellent care of your health with Aspirus. We have all the right protective measures in place, so there's no need to delay important screenings and procedures. Can't leave home? Aspirus offers flexible care options from your phone, tablet, or computer. Visit aspirus.org to schedule today and learn more about the steps we're taking to protect your health. Because we love, we lead. Aspirus.
There's a safe way to protect our kids from COVID-19 with a vaccine for kids 12 and up. Help your kids get back to being kids again, safely. Visit vaccines.gov to find a COVID-19 vaccine near you or call 211 to learn more.
Let's dive into Lake Minocqua for an evening showing of Creature from the Black Lagoon. August 14th at Torpy Park. Watch the movie from your boat or afloat in the water. Pre-show beach party starts at 5:30 p.m. For ticket and event information, visit letsminocqua.com/dive-in.
Well, here we are, the first Monday in August. How did that happen? Lots of sunshine today. Temperatures back up in the upper 70s for most of us today. Although tomorrow we're going to go for low 80s and pretty much stay there Wednesday as well. Look how hazy it is out there right now. There are lots of fog and smog and pollutants and smoke in the atmosphere right now. After highs today did this, 78 in Rhinelander, 79 for Shawano, a couple 80s across central Wisconsin today. Looking at you, Wapaka right now at 80 for the high temperature earlier. The average high now is 79. That's back a degree. The average low is 54. Record high being 97 back in 1964. And the sun set at 8:24 this evening. Remember on Friday, that was at 8:30. Our days are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. All right, so temperatures out there now, not bad, right? We're at 62 in Rhinelander, 59 Eagle River. We had some low temperatures last night back in the 40s. We're not going to do that tonight, so it'll be not as cool this evening with low temperatures pretty much in the low to mid 50s as we are building once again lots of heat across the Midwest, still in the 80s across parts of the Dakotas and Montana. And we're going to kind of dabble with that heat for a couple of days now with high temperatures back up near average. In fact, we'll kind of hang out there next 7 to 10 days. 81 is the forecast high tomorrow. That may be a bit higher or lower depending upon the smoke in the atmosphere tomorrow. 83 for Wednesday, 78 for Thursday. As you can see, hanging out near 80-ish the next 7 to 10 days around here. Okay, so here's the advisories. This is an air quality alert for pollutants in the atmosphere, and they're trapped right down here at the surface too. We got smoke, we got smog, we got pollutants from fire. So there's lots going on there. If you have trouble breathing in this stuff, it's likely going to last through tonight and into tomorrow. Just keep it indoors through tomorrow with air conditioning on. Keep that air filtered if you can. And here's that smoke right now. The worst is kind of over us, or was over us earlier. That's now pushed off into the Wausau and the Green Bay area, drifting south and eastwardly, but we're going to fill it back in again. Whenever we kick in a west wind right now, that's going to kick up our smoke at the surface. We'll keep that going through tomorrow. And here's tomorrow into Wednesday. Noon on Wednesday shows more smoke entering the picture. So again, we're not done with this yet. There are lots of fires burning across Canada, and that smoke has to go somewhere. It's drifting south toward the Great Lakes. Okay, outside now, though, lots of clear skies across the area. There were a couple thunder showers across central Wisconsin earlier today. Our next system, though, is this one right there. That is just strong enough to maybe, most likely not, trigger a couple thunder showers tomorrow afternoon-ish across our area. It will not be an all-day rain, but still, you might get chased indoors for a few minutes tomorrow afternoon. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies. The air quality is poor out there. You can smell it. You can almost taste it, right? 55 degrees for the low temperature this evening. For tomorrow, all right, so still the air quality is poor tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies. A thunder shower can't be ruled out, especially between like noon and 3 p.m. Look for high temperatures back in the low 80s. And then looking ahead, your 7-day forecast by Northwest Furniture and Mattress shows that chance for some rain tomorrow. Again, most of us will stay dry. Wednesday and Thursday we're dry with temperatures near 80. And then there's Friday, a chance for thunder showers and highs back in the low 80s. Justin.
All right, thank you, Jeff. I was off on vacation last week, which means your 2 cents also took a week off, but it's back tonight. Take a listen to some of the calls we received over the last week.
Hey, this is my 3rd straight summer that I've called you folks. When you report power outages, you only use WPS for your source. Yet, we in the Northwoods, in Land O'Lakes, Phelps, Conover, Watersmead, etc., are serviced by We Energies. So when you come up with your count of power outages, people without power, were never included. We'd like to know the status also. But I'm like kicking a deflated ball. You don't listen.
Theo, Jeff Dog was on the show, and on there they were doing a show about dog musher. And Theo is amazing, wonderful animal. I think that Theo should be like a co-host. Kind of nice to have a fun show to watch. Thanks.
If you want to make your voice heard on your 2 cents, give us a call at 715-365-8812, extension 319. Remember, I'll respond to some of your calls on Friday on My 2 Cents. NBA free agency tipped off tonight, and it's already been a very busy few hours. We'll show you which Bucks free agent is now officially returning to Cream City after the break. But first, here's tonight's Job Watch.
Job Watch is brought to you by Ripco Credit Union.
Has the pandemic interrupted your routine health care? Our exceptional team at the Lac Desert Health Center is determined to get you back on track. Our comprehensive primary care services include disease management, women's health, preventative care, and more. The convenience of our walk-in clinic is available when your family needs it the most. Full access to our on-site x-ray and lab services to expedite your care. Our friendly team is excited to meet you, and we are conveniently located in the Elison Realty Building at the intersection of Highway 45 and 70.
At U.S. Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours.
Whether it's adapting the network for a strong signal where you work or optimizing your coverage where you play, we're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you.
Up to $1,200 off any 5G phone with no trade-in or hidden fees.
U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
You can grab my hand. I'll be the one behind you to say no one-man band. Just follow your dreams and keep your promises.
We're all different, but we all want great health insurance. See why we're rated #1 in service, coverage, and affordability in Central Wisconsin.
Coming up on your Tuesday, we'll be joined by Nurse Christina Paris on this week's Nursing the North.
An overall a quiet week on the way, Pierre. We will be watching for a few pop-up thunderstorms. That won't be a big deal, but temperatures will also be pretty comfortable. More when you tune in on your Tuesday.
Sports Watch 12 with Griffin Stroing starts now.
Day 4 of the AA Legion Baseball Tournament in Antigo. The home team still alive and well, and we had a great game between them and Onalaska. Thanks to our friends at Zaleski Sports for the stream. Bottom of the 7th, Antigo is down 2, but Mason Gray is going to tie it up with this 2-run bomb to left field. Antigo ties the game up at the end of regulation, so we would go to extra innings. And then in the bottom of the 9th, runners on the corner for Antigo, Neil Bretchel Jr. is going to walk it off. Antigo wins a thriller 10-9. They'll have to face undefeated Kaukauna tomorrow afternoon. The tournament is double elimination, so if Kaukauna wins, they will be your champions. But if Antigo wins Game 1, the championship game will be played tomorrow night at 7. The high school football season officially began today. Teams were able to hand out their equipment and helmets and shoulder pads, equipment like that. And then tomorrow, teams will finally be able to have their first practices of the year. This is only for 11-man football teams. 8-man football begins a week later. Now, since July 1st, the Brewers have been one of the best teams in baseball. Something that probably helped them was that they've played one of the worst teams in baseball a lot. This is the 8th time the Brewers and the Pirates have squared off in the last month. And in the 6th, Eduardo Escobar, he's going to have a triple in his home debut. Omar Narvaez, he's turning on the Jets. He will score all the way from first. Brewers are up 2-0. And then in the 7th, Escobar, he's going to raise the bar even more. A 3-run blast, his 24th home run of the year. His Milwaukee career is off to a great start. The Brewers go on to win Game 1 of this series 6-2. One Brewer you did not see tonight was Josh Hader. He will be out a minimum of 10 days because he was placed on the COVID-19 injured list. He's the 4th Brewer to be added to the list, which includes Christian Yelich. To replace Hader for the foreseeable future, Milwaukee acquired 38-year-old John Axford for $1. Axford pitched for the Brewers from 2009 to 2013, set a team record by collecting 46 saves in 2011. High school football may have just started their seasons today, but the pros in Green Bay have been working for a while now. The Packers are still preparing for their first preseason game of the year while at training camp. Green Bay has had many high moments during camp. Of course, how can we forget about Aaron Rodgers making his return to the organization, for example? A low was last week when head coach Matt LaFleur told the media that the team did not meet the NFL's protocol for team vaccination rates. COVID-19 can really hurt teams this season because they could have to forfeit games if the team has a COVID outbreak. But today, some good news was delivered.
Right now, we've got 11 guys that aren't. You know, all we're going to do is continue to tell them what the protocols are and try to educate guys as best we can and give them the information, and then they got to make the decision for themselves.
Now, while 11 unvaccinated players sounds like a decent amount, that's pretty good for Green Bay. The Packers currently have 89 players on the roster, which means that 87.6 of them are vaccinated. The NFL's desired vaccination rate is 85%. The Bucs are still living in the moment after becoming NBA champions. The team will forever go down as one of Milwaukee's best, but we knew that the team would look a little different next year. A huge piece of their championship-winning team is leaving Milwaukee. P.J. Tucker is taking his talents to South Beach to play for the Miami Heat. The 36-year-old signed a 2-year contract worth $15 million. But hey, in some good news, free agent Bobby Portis is staying with the Bucs. Portis signed a 2-year deal worth $9 million. The contract is slightly more money than the player option he turned down last month. Justin, the fans loved him, and I can't wait to hear those Bobby chants back in the Forum. Bobby!
He's a big role player for them. Thank you, Griffin. Over the last few years, it may seem like the world, or at least the country, is pulling itself apart. But after the break, we'll show you a great example of what people can do when they come together. That's next.
Lake of the Torches Resort Casino. You can count on us for all the hottest slots inside. Sun-dappled water outside. Enjoyment comes naturally here with abundant home-style foods, the most exciting promotions, and the new Lake Club that rewards you for playing. At Lake of the Torches Resort Casino, expect the best of everything every time you visit. Winning's more fun at the lake.
Dad, We do this every day.
When I was your age, we didn't have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with intelligent all-wheel drive. You know what we had? The occasional Sunday drive, a gravel road here and there. We didn't get to experience the thrill of groundbreaking driving technology on a daily basis like you kids do.
The fiercely reimagined Nissan Rogue. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models or save up to $52.62 on select models.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours.
Whether it's adapting the network for a strong signal where you work or optimizing your coverage where you play, we're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you.
Up to $1,200 off any 5G phone with no trade-in or hidden fees.
US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
You blink, and 2 years have passed. Time moves that quickly. It's your time, too. You can go to college. You can have a career. You can earn more. For your family, for your future, for you. Just think what you can accomplish in your next blink.
View beautiful classic cars and listen to live music at the Eagle River Car and Truck Show Saturday, August 28th. The cars will be displayed from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Beautiful home in Mass City, Michigan with 263 acres being sold to the highest bidder regardless of price. Sunday, August 15th. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
The St. Germain Chamber of Commerce presents their summer concert crawl. Join us at this local establishment for great live music.
A group of people came together to save a beached whale on the coast of Alaska recently. Jeannie Mose has details.
If all it took was inspiration to free a whale.
Come on, I believe in you, Willie. You can do it. You can be free. Come on.
We'd have a movie. But this is a story about a 13-year-old killer whale that got stuck on rocks and stranded as the tide went out. It happened on the aptly named Prince of Wales Island in Alaska. A couple of vessels reported the stranding to the Coast Guard, which notified National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration officials. And some good Samaritans formed a bucket brigade to keep the whale wet. A stranded whale can get attacked by birds or bears. Its own weight, once on land, can be a threat.
The animal is on its abdomen, right? And so you're putting pressure on the lungs.
The whale kept vocalizing.
Oh, okay.
As the Good Samaritans set up a seawater pump.
We did it.
To shower the whale, believed to be a juvenile female. One woman injured her foot while helping. Wildlife officials arrived and took over. After 6 hours or more stuck on land, the tide came in, the whale was refloated.
The animal was really vocalizing, and it's how they communicate and maybe calling out to their pod.
She meandered around, then headed out to sea. Okay. So there was no Free Willy moment. But she did get showered with tender loving care. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
When you shop and donate to Goodwill, the good starts with you. Whether you shop Goodwill for the thrill of the treasure hunt, incredible values on back-to-school items, do-it-yourself project inspiration, or brand names for less, you can feel good about the impact you make. Your support keeps items out of the landfill and fuels job training and opportunities for people with barriers to employment in your community. When you shop and donate back to school at Goodwill, Goodwill starts with you.
At US Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less.
Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours.
Whether it's adapting the network for a strong signal where you work or optimizing your coverage where you play, we're always hard at work to make sure our state-of-the-art 5G network works for you.
Up to $1,200 off any 5G phone with no trade-in or hidden fees.
US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. The Olympic Games are on, and so is Toyota's national sales event. Now's the time to get a great deal on the 2021s while they last, like Camry, Highlander, RAV4, and more. Ooh, she sticks the landing.
Right now, get $750 customer cash on a new 2021 Camry, CHR, RAV4, Venza, or Highlander.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
This is Dave. He donates blood regularly. This is Mason. He was diagnosed with cancer at age 3 and received weekly transfusions. Mason is one of the many lives Dave has helped save. Jennifer started donating last week. Jeff just found out he'll need surgery next week. Neither Jeff nor Jennifer know it, but her blood will help Jeff get through his surgery. This is Lauren. She'll need a blood transfusion in 2 weeks. Will your donation save her life? Donate today. You'll save lives tomorrow.
9 million acres of forest, 1,700 miles of continuous shoreline, 4,300 lakes, 12,000 miles of streams, more than 300 waterfalls, 15 counties, 2 time zones, and 1 area code. Welcome to the Upper Peninsula. Welcome to 906 Outdoors. For your connection to the UP, watch 906 Outdoors at a special time this week, Saturday morning at 6:30.
What makes Wisconsin Dells perfect for the whole family? Family rides, family slides. Whatever your family size, it's the right size. Wisconsin Dells, it's family time.
All right, Justin and Griffin, temperatures are hanging out near 60 right now. Last night got a little chilly. Wake up this morning, temperatures in the 40s across parts of the area. This air quality, though, is not good. So if you're sensitive to this kind of stuff, you have asthma, this may keep you indoors tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. And smoke is going to be around for probably a lot of this week. So take care of yourself, please. And then here we go. The 7-day includes a chance for a couple thunder showers tomorrow, dry Wednesday and Thursday, maybe wet on Friday, but overall temperatures hanging out where they're supposed to, near 80.
We need that smoke to clear out to help our football players starting practices this week.
Hopefully. I left my windows open. Is that a mistake?
You're
Am I going to be smoky?
Good. Thanks, guys.
Like
Thanks for joining us. News Watch 12 at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, I believe, is still next, even after the Olympics. Have a great night.
Maybe.